Mistake number 4 in filing your application for your disability insurance benefits. Well, I will tell you, if you've listened to these earlier episodes, I've talked a lot about policy terms or plan terms. As a beneficiary of a plan or an insured under a disability policy, you need to meet whatever those requirements are of the policy or plan. It doesn't matter if your doctor says you're disabled and you're unable to work. It doesn't matter if your Social Security benefits are awarded. What you need to understand are the terms of the policy of the plan, particularly before you stop work and apply for benefits. So the first thing you need to understand is what's the standard of disability that you have to prove. Number 2, what's the definition of occupation? Because you've insured your occupation, not your job. Is that occupation as performed for your employer in the local economy and the national economy pursuant to the Dictionary of Occupational Titles? You need to understand that definition of occupation. You also need to understand whether there are any limitations on coverage provided by the policy. So for examples, there are policies that say they'll only pay 2 years of benefits if you have a psychological condition known as a mental or nervous condition. Or they'll only pay 2 years of benefits if your medical condition is a subjective medical condition. And that can be a broad definition. It could be pain, spasm, headaches. You need to understand that so you understand if your benefits are limited to just 2 years. You also need to understand what reductions exist in your disability policy or plan. You need to understand that the carrier or plan may have the right to offset your benefits or reduce your benefits by the receipt of things like Social Security benefits, maybe sick leave, maybe vacation time. There's a whole wide range of things that could reduce your policy benefits or plan benefits. Now, how do you get that information? We ask your employer for the SPD and policy or the plan. You can ask them for that. Under the ERISA statute, they're required to provide those documents to you upon written request to the plan administrator. And the plan administrator can be charged a penalty of up to $110 a day if they don't provide that to you within 30 days of your written request. Now, if you have a private disability policy and you can't locate it, you need to call your agent and ask them for a replacement copy. And usually you have to pay a small fee to get it. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have an employer-sponsored ERISA plan, an association plan, or a private plan. You need to make sure that you have read that policy and any amendments or riders so that you understand what it is you need to prove to get the disability benefits you deserve, the amount of those benefits, and the length of time you might be eligible for those benefits. Got it? All right. In our next episode about mistakes, I'm going to be talking about the impact of missing deadlines on your claim.